Good morning. This is Chair French convening the regular business meeting of the Kansas Corporation Commission, starting just a little early this morning. Joined by my colleagues, Commissioner Keene and Commissioner Keither. On today's agenda, we have 25 consent agenda items and 2 noticed items. We will start with our consent agenda. Commissioners, you've had the opportunity to review the 25 items on the consent agenda. Let me ask at this time if you have any questions, beginning with Commissioner Keither.
Good morning. No, thank you.
And Commissioner Keene.
No questions. Thank you. I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The consent agenda is approved. We now move to our 2 noticed items. Our first noticed item is in docket number 25 TRAM 125 PEN, and this is a proposed penalty order in that docket. Our presenter for this item is Mr. Ahsan Latif. Good morning, Ahsan.
Good morning, Commissioners. The penalty order before you arises out of a compliance review of AGS Trucking LLC, a common motor carrier which hauls grain, feed, and hay operating out of Garden City, Kansas. The special investigators found 48 violations, and the order before you assesses penalties for 10 specific counts, resulting in $6,500 in total penalties. I'll briefly summarize a few of the violations. They included a $2,000 fine for failing to retain supporting documents for the loads hauled, $750 fine for failing to systematically inspect, repair, and maintain the commercial vehicles operated, a $750 fine for failing to obtain annual inspections on those vehicles, and a $1,500 fine for hauling loads that exceeded the legal gross weight limit of 85,000 pounds in Kansas. There are 8 violations of that type found. Additionally, staff found some violations for failing to prepare records of duty status and for violating drug and alcohol regulations. Staff believes the order appropriately assesses penalties against the carrier and recommends approval of the order. I and staff are available to stand for any questions you have.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Latif, starting with Commissioner Keither?
No questions, just a little horrified.
And Commissioner Keene.
No questions. I would move approval of the order.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. We now move to our second noticed item. This is in docket number 25 TRAM 130 PEN, and this is another proposed penalty order in that docket. And our presenter for this item is also Mr. Ahsan Latif. Good morning.
Thanks again. This penalty order arises out of a compliance review of Care Soy Bio, doing business as Win Biologics, a private motor carrier which hauled liquids, gases, chemicals, and soil nutrients, and operated out of Wichita, Kansas. The special investigators found 15 violations, and the order before you assesses penalties for 10 specific counts, resulting in $4,650 in total penalties. The violations, I'll briefly summarize again. This included a $650 fine for failing to establish a drug and alcohol controlled substance testing program, a $500 fine for failing to obtain proper KCC authority to operate, a $750 fine for failing to obtain annual inspections for the vehicles operated, and a $750 fine for failing to enroll in the Federal Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. Additionally, staff found violations for failing to maintain driver qualification files and failing to obtain the motor vehicle records for each driver, among other things. Staff believes this order also appropriately assesses penalties against the carrier and recommends approval of the order. Again, I and staff are available to stand for questions.
All right, thank you, Ahsan. Are there any questions on this item, beginning again with Commissioner Keither?
No questions.
And Commissioner Keene.
None for me either. I would move approval of the order.
Got a motion and a second to approve the order as described in this docket. Is there any further discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say no. The order is approved. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you.
With that, we have come to the end of all the items noticed for our consideration on today's business meeting agenda. If there's nothing further to come before us this morning, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all. Take care.
Take care.
Aye.